Greetings, Patriots. Dan Albert here. And I'd like to ask you to imagine a scenario with me where you wake up November 3rd, 2020, and the Albert Plan has already been implemented to restore election integrity. You've already registered to vote and provided your photo ID and your thumbprint 30 days prior to Election Day. When you show up at the polls, you'll check in by providing your thumbprint. Your thumbprint gets scanned, your photo shows up on the person's screen that's checking you in with the verification that you're eligible to vote at that precinct. The poll workers there are poll watchers behind them that are just checking to make sure that there are no shenanigans, that yes, yeah, that's Dan Albert, he's eligible to vote, checked in, you're good to go. And likewise, you would be checked in quickly. Your next stop would be to pick up your ballots. And this is the beauty of the system. There are only 3 decisions in a federal election. And federal election day has just been decoupled from state and local elections. And there are no other elections permitted within 60 days of federal election day. So states would move their state and local elections to the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November, most likely. But in any event, it's not, November 3rd, 2020, federal election day. There are no other decisions to be made that day except for the 3. The president, vice president ticket can be on one color, can be on a blue ballot. Senate, if you have a Senate decision in your state, could be on a red ballot. And every congressional district has the congressional seat up for election every 2 years on every federal election day. So that could be a white ballot. So you've already registered, and that information has been published 30 days prior is the cutoff date for getting registered. There should be a cutoff date. There shouldn't be any same-day voting. But then when they provide that information and make it public, individuals could go and look and see to verify that the data looks right. You don't have 50 people registered to an apartment. And then after Election Day, the people that were registered eligible to vote that actually voted, that information could be made public as well. Again, for the ordinary citizen to be able to check and see that everything looks on the up and up to them. We need to tighten up our process, and this is the kind of thing that will do it. When you check in and you get your ballots, you would affix your right thumbprint to the back side of each ballot. And then you'd clean up with hand sanitizer, wipes, whatever, and your thumbprint with that indelible ink would be a replacement for your inked thumb would be a replacement for that I voted sticker that you put on your lapel. Some people do. So you get your ballots, you go to the voting booth or the cubicle these days, or little cubicles, and you mark your ballots. Again, 3 ballots, red, white, and blue. Some states, a third of the states, every federal election, a third of the states do not have a decision for a senator being made. So you've marked your ballots, and you either fold them up and put them into an envelope, and they go into a common ballot box to be sorted later, or you take your white ballot, fold up each one, deposit the white ballot into the ballot box for the congressional race, and the blue ballot gets deposited into the blue ballot box for the presidential decision, and the red ballot for Senate, let's say. So that would speed up the sorting and counting process later. But either way is pretty quick. So you deposit your ballots and you're out the door. As quick as that. So when it comes to counting the ballots, it's a very simple process. You have counting tables for the 3 decisions, up to 3 decisions. They're like 1 out of 12 years, you'll have a federal election day where the only decision being made that day in your state would be for the congressional race. So 1 to 3 decisions to be made, when those ballots, when the polls close, the line, of course, they shut off the line, and those people go through the queue, and they get to vote because they were in line at the right time. So when it comes to counting, you go to the table for the congressional race, let's say, and you take all the ballots and sort them by candidate into piles, and then you take each, candidate number one, you'll count on 100, verifying that it's for that candidate, count on 100, and binder clip that group of 100 votes. You do that in groups of 100. When you have fewer than 100, you do groups of 20 with a smaller binder clip or a paper clip, and then single votes. So it makes it really easy to count up, say, 800, 3 of 20 is 60, and 7 would be 867 votes for candidate 1. The average number of votes cast in an election precinct around the country is probably less than 1,500 votes. It's probably fewer than 1,500 votes cast. So it's a very manageable process. If we do this at the local level, at the precinct level, you can sort and count 1,500 pieces of paper in a very reasonable period of time, double checking, triple checking, poll watchers watching and verifying, making sure that each stack of 100 is for that particular candidate, and there are exactly 100 that get binder clipped, that sort of thing. It's a reliable process, and it's something that can yield immediate results. We can know by precinct, within hours of the election polls closing, we can know who got what at each precinct with great reliability, with very little chance of election fraud, because all of this can be live streamed and recorded by video during the entire process, except for when people go into the cubicle or the voting booth. They have to have the privacy to mark their ballots without it being seen by somebody else. So that's it. That's a very simple process. Now, there are a number of things that I can get into in other videos and unpack those issues that people have issue with, a number of things with what I've presented. Obviously, the Albert Plan to restore election integrity is calling for no absentee voting or early voting. But we'll get into those issues in another video or several more videos to unpack those issues. So the objective is to restore election integrity, and this will do it. And if you like this kind of material and you want me to present more, and I will present more, but if you would just kindly subscribe to the channel and then click on the bell, and then that way you'll be notified when I publish new videos. You can try to keep an eye on what I've got to say if you like what I'm saying, and share it with other people and like the video, etc. So thank you for your time, and may God bless you in your efforts to restore election integrity, and may God bless America.